and welcome to On and Off the Field post Week 2 of the XFL 2020 season. It is your boy Dylan and Derf.
Oh yeah.
He's back for third week in a row. We're like coming consistent now. We're kind of rolling with it. And we're so excited to talk about everything that's going on because there's actually a lot going on, surprisingly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For the time of year, we're just surrounded in goodness.
It's nice.
I'm quite shocked and excited because I was writing my notes and I wrote NFL offseason, like just as the bullet point, like this is where we're going to talk about it. And then I had nothing to write. I just wrote down DJ Humphries got an extension. Oh, great.
All right.
That's awesome. And as soon as I wrote that, like things just started pouring in from the NFL. Like they knew I needed content, so they're like, let's give it to him.
They're following you, Dylan.
Yeah, they're like, this guy's struggling. Let's give him some NFL content. And it just came pouring in, and I absolutely love it. So I can't wait to tell you all about it. But first, you have, if you're not following us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, just turn this off. Just turn it off and go do it.
Yep.
Go follow on Instagram, Facebook, and I guess Twitter. I mean, if
we're figuring it out.
If you're only on Twitter, you can follow us and just wait for us to become good at it.
We'll get there.
It'll happen eventually, I'm sure. Or I'll just hire someone to do it for me. I don't know yet. But Instagram and Facebook are lit. A lot of cool things on there. And we got a new logo. I don't think we talked about that last week. It's a new logo.
I think it was right after.
Was it right after?
Last week, yeah.
Did a vote for it on Instagram and Facebook. It's a really cool logo now. I think it's like,
I like it.
It kind of pops.
Yeah.
It's got a red background. I think it's... I like the old one because it kind of had more like character to it. It had like a person in it in the background, but this one's more simple and it pops off your page. You're like, oh, what's that little red circle there?
Oh, let me click on that and see what happens.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
If you click on the little circle, it'll bring you to my like homepage of On and Off the Field, either on Facebook and Instagram or Twitter, and you can find the onandoffthefield.com link to my website where you can listen to the podcast. You can find links to it, like to Spotify and iTunes, where you can go subscribe. You can read the blog posts, which are really cool. It's a lot of fun. I got a lot of good content on there. I've seen some foot traffic. I downloaded a plugin so I can see the foot traffic of the website.
Oh, nice.
People are going to it.
Sweet.
People are there.
All right.
I don't know who.
Yeah, but people.
People. I'll take people. That's all I want. As long as you enjoy the content, God bless your souls. So, you can do that. You listen to the shows. Let's do the giveaway information. Because we're doing a giveaway, and only one person has done it so far. And that one person, I know who this is. I know the person that did it. And just so you know, if you remain the only person, you will win everything. So just keep that in mind, the one person that did it. You know who you are. But if we end up getting to 3 people, we will draw names, even 2. And the first name drawn, we're going to give you a nickname. You can come onto the show, tell us a little bit about yourself, and we'll give you a nickname that we think's appropriate, and you'll forever live on the show as that name.
Yeah.
It won't be a bad thing, don't worry. We're not going to call you something weird.
How about the good nicknames here?
Yeah, like we got Derf over here.
Yeah.
That's a good nickname. We'll give you something like that. And then the second name drawn, Fred and myself will autograph something. Whatever you want. As long as it is not disgusting or illegal.
Yeah.
Like, don't send me underwear.
No.
I don't, especially if it's like got stains on it.
Ugh.
Like holes. Like whitey tighties. I don't need that in my life. No. If you want me to sign my whitey tighties and send them to you, that's your thing. Maybe. I'll consider it. but maybe not. The third name drawn, $50 to your favorite charity or foundation, and then you can come on the show and talk about said foundation or charity if you wish, or we can just talk about it for you. And you'll get a nickname and get something autographed.
Oh, it sounds like a great prize there.
Just everything.
Yeah.
Like you're the grand prize winner. Here's everything. That means we have to come up with 2 nicknames, though. And I don't have a nickname yet. I don't really want a nickname. I never had one except the one.
No.
It's not a good one.
No.
Maybe one day. We'll figure it out.
We'll get there.
All right. I think that's all the formalities. Fred's not drinking any beer.
Yeah, I am.
You are?
Yeah.
I didn't see it. It was hidden.
It was hiding.
Oh, what are you drinking?
Oh, good old 12 horse.
12 horse from Genesee Brewery. It's delicious. Go buy it and drink it. Alrighty. We got the plug in there.
There we go.
Never know if someone from Jenny listens to it. Hey, these guys are talking about it. Yeah, throw them a little money. Probably not. I don't know what I'm drinking. I bought this from Wegmans in like a 6-pack, like make your own.
Mm-hmm.
North Coast Brewing Company. Independent since 1988. Old Rasputin. It's a Russian Imperial Stout.
Oh, that sounds super strong.
It is 9%.
Ooh.
So if I get to the end of the podcast and we're slurring words...
we know why.
we know why. Alrighty. Let's get into the action that is the NFL offseason. Dun, dun, dun. So, as we were saying a little earlier, it was quiet. And just this morning, I saw a post that said DJ Humphries, offensive tackle for the Arizona Cardinals, got a 3-year, $45 million extension. And I was like, that's good for him.
Yeah.
It's always good to be recognized for your effort and to get paid.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Oh, yeah.
And then that was it. I was like, man, this is going to be a short segment tonight. But then...
Oh, yeah, but we got other news, though.
So much news. And one just happened, 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, like literally 10 minutes ago.
I was about to hit the record button. And then Fred got the notification.
Yeah.
Oh, so happy. Anyone that listens to this podcast already knows I'm a Seahawks fan. And then it happened. Greg Olson has picked a team. And that team is the Seattle Seahawks. Yes! 1 year, $7 million, 5.5 guarantee. Did they overpay? I don't know. They got a lot of people.
It sounds about right.
He's old.
Yeah.
And the problem that the Seahawks have is they got just major injury issues already. Our starting tight end, who had 4 touchdowns through 3 games last year, which George Kittle ended the season with 5. Will Dissly had 4 touchdowns in 3 games. 4 in 3 games.
Yeah.
And then for the second year in a row, we got a season-ending injury early in the season. I don't need more tight ends that could get injured. I need reliable tight ends.
That's true.
And paying, like the $7 million, okay, but 5.5 guaranteed. That's a cap hit. We got Jadeveon Clowney to consider.
Yep.
Darius Slay to consider. And this is just less money that we can give to these people. That's just me.
Yeah.
That's me as a Seahawks fan. We don't have pass rush. And we have question marks in the secondary. But we also needed a tight end, so I understand it. Yeah. It's fine. I'm happy. I'm not mad. I just think 5.5 is now not going to go towards Darius Slay.
Yeah.
That's just me. I hope he does well. I hope he comes in here. He's a solid 2.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm all for it. Fine.
I mean, all those needs the Seahawks, they could always go through the draft, though, too. I mean, it's not always guaranteed with them because they always, trade out of the first round and get all those draft picks, but then just pick whatever they want.
Right. Now we're drafting running backs in the 5th, 6th, and 9th round. If there was a 9th, we would be drafting running backs through 9 rounds if we could. Just for whatever reason. We have 6 running backs on the roster. Let's draft 10 more. That's our thing. We love it. That's running backs. And not picking in the first round. God forbid you draft a first round talent. Oh, but there's always Christine Michael. Oh yeah, that was our first round talent. Now he's playing in the XFL.
That's probably why they keep trading out.
They
now.
just think it's bad luck. That's a good reason. They're just sick of these first rounders being duds, so they're like, forget it.
Yep.
Just get out of the first round, and we'll get 3 more picks to suck at.
Yeah.
Their last good draft class was Russell Wilson's class of 2012.
Yep.
That was the last time they drafted well. But yeah, Greg Olson is officially a Seattle Seahawk, and I'm thrilled. The other big news, we'll skip down. We'll go to Nigel Bradham. We'll build the excitement here.
All right.
Nigel Bradham, at 30 years old, was cut as a cap casualty from the Philadelphia Eagles, who have saved $8 million in cap space. It makes sense.
Yeah.
He spent some time on the injured list last year, didn't always play. He's 30 years old, and unless you're like a Bobby Wagner linebacker
Right.
and you're not getting injured all the time, it's hard to keep a guy like that on your roster for $8 million.
Right. I mean, I think this is the effect of Philadelphia going all in for those few years there, and now they're like, oh, now we gotta get rid of that guy, so we can make some room for monies.
Every time you pay your quarterback,
Yep.
this is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the way of the league. People that win Super Bowls, with the exception of the Patriots, is you have a 5-year window. You draft your quarterback, you got him cheap, you build a stud of a team around your stud quarterback, and you win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And the Eagles did it. They did it with Nick Foles, technically, but they did it. And then they paid Carson. They had to let Nick go. And here we are. We're cutting Nigel Bradham and just praying to God they can... If I had to guess one team that is in the bidding war for Darius Slay, that has to be the Eagles.
Oh, I'm sure.
Their secondary.
It was bad last year.
I say the Seahawks secondary had issues. Oh, the Eagles. Whew.
The Eagles were like, watch this.
Yeah. You think you're the worst secondary in the league. Oh, let me show you something here. That guy, he had 10 yards of separation. You can't beat that. That's disgusting. But he is gone. They have Camus, Gruyer, Hill, and Nate Gary left at linebacker that are technically under contract, along with practice squad losers. So they have a hole.
Yeah.
They have a very large hole at linebacker right now.
Might be playing a lot of nickel this next year.
Yeah. If I had to guess, they're going to be playing a lot of 4-3 and probably bringing down the strong safety, which I don't even know who that might be right now.
Yeah,
Couldn't tell you.
No.
Oh, boy. They got issues on the defense over there. Oh, what should be next if you had to pick? We'll stick with players actually, being in the league and more excitement. Drew Brees.
Yeah. Coming back for his 20th season.
Is it really
in
his
2020?
20th season?
Yeah. What was he? Yeah.
Wow.
It's impressive.
I wonder if that factored into it. He's like, I could retire for 19th season. Let's just round it out. He doesn't care if they do well.
No.
I can't live with only playing 19 years. Let's just round it out, even 20.
Yep.
He is coming back.
Yep.
It's exciting stuff for the league, and it answers some questions for the Saints, but it also leaves a lot of questions as well.
Yep.
What are you going to do with Taysom Hill and Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Taysom has made his point. Taysom wants to be a starting quarterback.
I don't think he will be, though.
Not with the Saints, at least.
He's a gadget player.
Yeah. And
he's good.
No one's going to pay this guy either. No. Starting quarterbacks start at $15 million a season. This guy's not going to get paid that kind of money.
No.
So it's a pipe dream for him.
Yep.
And now it's just a matter if Teddy gets a good enough offer to leave his backup spot. He did well when Drew got hurt, and maybe he's banking on Drew getting hurt again. And so he can start for the Saints.
It could happen.
He went 5-0. He's definitely made a lot of good impressions on other teams that need quarterbacks. Maybe he'll sit one more year behind Drew.
Yeah.
Just depends on if another team comes up to him and says, "Hey, give you $20 million a season to come play for us." Oh, he'll be out the door.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's gone.
He'll walk.
Alrighty, we're going to take our first break here really quickly, on and off the field. Stay tuned. And welcome back to On and Off the Field. We're going to finish up some NFL offseason news with a little piece of older news, which Derf reminded me that, I thought we talked about this.
No.
Yeah.
No, it was the next day.
Yeah, this is a big reason why I brought in a co-host.
Yeah.
I need that other, 3/4 of someone else's brain to cover my 3/4 that doesn't work. So, yeah.
I got you, Dylan.
Myles Garrett was reinstated by the NFL. Officially.
Yeah.
So, QBs,
beware.
strap them helmets on tight. Make sure they fit. You got some extra padding in there, because things are about to get spooky.
Oh, yeah.
Woo-hoo. No. I don't. I'd be terrified if that actually ever happened again. Like ever in the history of the NFL. Like, if something like this that blew up to this proportion, if someone was really stupid enough to rip off another helmet, that'd be crazy. So, based off of all the people that know Myles Garrett says, he's a nice guy. Crazy thing happened. Won't ever happen again. But the one issue that is just, no one wants to be a part of this. No one wants this to happen. Nobody wants this to be a topic of conversation, but Myles Garrett refuses to let go of the notion that Mason Rudolph called him the N-word on the field during the scuffle, which was the reason why he basically hit him in the head with the helmet. And Mason Rudolph is very, very hardly denying, or I think that's not really the right word I want to use. He's denying it, in a very loud tone.
I think on Twitter he was like 1,000% false.
Right, yeah, and this is a disgusting attack on my character, stuff like that, and it's fair for him to say that stuff, and nobody knows who said what.
Right,
we'll never find out, and maybe the NFL deleted the tape of this ever being said.
That's the thing too. It's like the QB's helmets have. They can hear the coordinators. Who was to say that isn't two-way?
Yeah, they got...
it cuts out at 15 for the quarterback, but who says it's not recording?
Right, and they mic up some players. I don't know who was mic'd up for that game, but were they near that altercation? I mean, and it was near the end zone. You got mics in the end zone all over the place, cameras.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, there's no audio of it.
Yep.
And that's, and we're never going to have audio of it. And in my opinion, if Mason Rudolph really didn't say it, just sue him for slander. Just go all out. Bring these two into a courtroom or bring them together. It might be awkward. Bring them together. Figure it out. Stop. This needs to stop being a headline. This is the most uncomfortable thing in the planet when you have someone accusing somebody else of calling them the N-word.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Nobody wants this.
We don't need that anymore.
No. It's just ridiculous. And here is my one more little interesting thing that I heard and I kind of thought of a little bit. What if there's 22 players on the field at a time? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people around there in that scuffle, like Mike Pouncey came over and pushed him off of him and did all kinds of things. Who is to say that, okay, Myles Garrett's right, somebody called him the N-word. Yeah. It could have been at least maybe 5 other people that was around there watching that happen. Who says it had to be Mason that called it out? His back's turned. It could have been Pouncey or another offensive lineman that said it.
Well, I think Myles Garrett called is citing the when he tackled Mason Rudolph is when Mason Rudolph said it to him.
Oh, so it wasn't after he walked away.
No, yeah, it's not like when they were scuffling. It was when he tackled him. That's when it started the scuffle on the ground, and then Myles Garrett went crazy and grabbed that helmet and started swinging.
Well, I guess there goes that.
Not to completely.
I mean, if he's staring him in the face and he said it, okay, then I guess I see your point. I thought it was later, after he already turned his back and he's kind of walking away, and then Mason chases after him, and then he hears it.
Right.
I thought that's kind of what happened.
Everything I've seen has been when he tackles Rudolph.
All right. I take your word for it.
I mean, that still
I'll throw mine out the window.
It still doesn't mean one of those linemen that were trying to block didn't yell it out either.
Yeah. Things get said on a football field.
Oh, yeah.
You can ask any NFL player. A lot of things are said.
Yep.
So, it could have happened to anybody, but, just figure it out and make it stop.
Oh, yeah.
But that's all we got for NFL offseason news. We're going to jump into something that we've never talked about before on and off the field.
Yeah.
NASCAR.
No.
That old NASCAR here, man. We got them cars going round and round and turn left
and left.
And if you're really unfortunate, right? See, that joke would probably land any other day, but except this one. Now it's in poor taste.
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel a little bad for that joke, but it's a funny joke.
It is a funny joke. It just unfortunately happened.
And it's exactly 19 years after Dale Earnhardt died today.
Yep.
Man, it's a bad day for that joke. That joke hits like 364 days of the year.
Yeah.
Not today.
Not today.
Man, it's a leap year this year, so 365 days it would have landed this year. Mm-hmm. Ugh. We'll deal with it. So Denny Hamlin won the Daytona 500 again.
Nice.
Came from the rear. He was once in 35th place. He failed inspection twice before the race.
What?
Yeah, I don't know how you fail inspection. Like, you have like 48 hours to figure your crap out, and then you fail inspection. Like, I don't even know how that. I really don't know how that happens.
Trying to get some kind of advantage.
Yeah, let me throw this little like nos on the bottom. Like, I'm going to get away with that. I don't even know. I don't follow. If you don't know, I don't follow NASCAR.
No.
The reason Denny Hamlin's my guy.
Yeah.
I ride and die Denny Hamlin my entire life. Mm-hmm. You know why?
Why is that?
Because when I was watching NASCAR like the first time ever,
mm-hmm.
I saw his name pop up. It's like Denny Hamlin. It's like Denny. Sounds like it's like Denny's.
Yeah.
Like the restaurant. I like Denny's. I'm not even joking. That's the reason I started following Denny Hamlin, is because his name was Denny and I like Denny's.
Yeah, it works.
It's like, all right, I'm sticking with Denny.
Yeah.
So he'd won Daytona 5 years ago,
mm.
and then he won last year and this year. Third time in 5 years he has won Daytona 500.
Wow.
Which is like, I think only 2 other people have done that, and he's the 4th person to ever win back-to-back years. The last person, I didn't write his name down, but it was back in like the 90s.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So big accomplishment for Denny, but we also, Ryan Newman is awake and alert as of February 18th, 2020. Mm-hmm. He at around 6 o'clock we got the notification, maybe a little earlier.
Yeah.
And he's awake and alert and all that, but he had a very scary accident on the last lap. He tries to turn right or something, just try and take the higher part of the track for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know NASCAR that much, but I feel like you want the low ground. He tried going up the track, which was weird.
Going high on the corner lets you keep it higher speed. It's almost like a slingshot effect. You're trying to do a slingshot effect.
I thought you wanted to be lower for slingshot, but I guess not.
Well, lower.
I guess you're going around the sun.
Lower keeps you. I think it gives you the more G's to keep the tires tight or on the ground. I think.
You sound like a scientist right now, so I'm going to go with that.
Trying to use those physics classes I took in college.
Right. Oh, perfect. He took physics. I never took physics in my entire life, not in high school or college. So Fred says he wanted to do a slingshot effect, so he tried to go high, got clipped in the back, and then went flying towards the side, hit the wall, went flying in the air, got flipped by another car. Yep. He was upside down, riding the ground, and then flipped over on his tires and then got hit in the driver's side by another car, like T-boned on the driver's side.
I didn't even see the one he was on his tires again. I saw when he was.
Did he get hit when he was upside down?
Yeah. He came up in the air and came down, and it was like right in front of the car.
Right.
The other car, and it just right to that driver.
I thought he flipped over again.
He might have. I didn't see.
I only watched it once, but I guess he was upside down.
Yeah. Got
T-boned in the driver's side, and then flipped over the car, and then landed again on the top of the car. Absolute insane crash, and it was I only watched the video, and it was like, that's terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in that car and that's happening, that's terrifying. But they were able to get him out. Denny Hamlin was apparently celebrating while this was happening, like doing burnouts.
Yep.
And people lit him up for it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Look, Denny Hamlin was over a mile away when this happened. He finishes, he's doing his burnouts, and then he's driving towards victory lane, and someone tells him, you know, of what's going on, how serious it is, and guess what? There was no speeches, there's no celebrating, like, they just left.
Yep.
Like, he didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. This is not just because I'm a Denny Hamlin fan. I would do this for anyone.
Yeah.
If freaking, what's that, Ricky Steinhaus would have won, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, he probably would have done burnouts too. Because this happened across the track. There's a lake in the middle of the track. It's huge.
Yeah.
He didn't know what was happening. Maybe it's just a guy who crashed. Okay, people crash all the time. He didn't know the severity of it. So he did the right thing. There was no, like, speeches, no on a podium. The right thing was done once he knew what happened. Right. So,
and I think
back off.
I think I saw that, I think it was on Twitter, that apparently they cut the radios once he crossed the finish line. So, like, he's doing his victory, like, he's doing his burnouts and everything. But everyone else on the radios is talking about the accident. He can't hear it. So then probably when he turned it back on to come back in, it's probably when they told him. Like, they cut his radio after... I'm assuming it's a regular thing to cut the radio.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah. Because that was one of his reasons for why he did all those... Like, why he was celebrating.
Yeah.
Was he didn't know, like you said. Like,
yeah, because I listened on Dan Patrick, and he just said that he didn't... At least he said he didn't find out until he started driving forward, like, towards victory lane. Like, and then people started telling him.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so there's no way he would have known.
No.
So, you know, back off a little bit. It's you know, let's just take it easy on him.
Yeah.
He didn't know.
No.
But I'm actually going to go out of order here.
All right.
Because our next break's coming up, and I don't want to talk about this forever because I really don't know anything about the NBA.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if the field's turning into a very, like, diverse podcast. Like, very slowly. I don't mean to do this on purpose because I can't talk to these other sports very well.
Yeah.
But the NBA had their All-Star game. Really cool fourth quarter thing where they just, like, made a target score. Like, they took whatever the average was and then added 24 for Kobe. So,
nice.
Like, the end score had to be what ended up being 157. Whoever got to 157 first won. Anthony Davis hits his second free throw to win it. And then Kawhi Leonard won the MVP award, which was named after Kobe Bryant. And it's like the Nissan Kia Screw Yourself award. I don't know why they added all the other stuff on, just for sponsorship reasons, but it's the Kobe Bryant MVP award. And they named it after him, obviously to honor him, but Kobe also won it a record time 4 times.
Oh, wow.
He won that award in the All-Star game. And then the main reason I wanted to bring up the All-Star game was because of its success this year. A lot of people were very happy with the skills contest, you know, all the dunk stuff, and people were talking about it. And then they do the All-Star game, and a lot of the players played their hearts out. Like, not a lot of defense, obviously. It was 157 and 155.
Right.
But a lot of players, it was a lot of fun. I think it was, like, right before halftime, Zion's, like, doing his own dunk contest or something. Oh, that was their futures game. Like, the younger players played that one.
Okay.
But it was just overall a fun time. So it makes you wonder, like, why can't the NFL do this for the Pro Bowl? Figure out how to make the Pro Bowl not suck.
Yep.
I mean, baseball's done it.
Yeah.
I feel the baseball one's fun. A lot of players playing that. You got the home run derby. That's fun. I watch it.
Yeah.
Personally, I think it's fun. NBA. I don't watch the NBA, but it seems like this went well.
Yeah. You know what I think it is? I think it's how long all the All-Star stuff takes place. Like, NBA was, like, multiple days in a row. NFL has the Pro Bowl, and then they do the skills challenge. Like, for a couple years they didn't do it, or it wasn't televised, but it's, like, one time, and it's an hour-long show, because it's so edited. And that's all they do. Like, you don't see the bench presses anymore like it used to be. Like, that was always a fun one to see. Like, the 40-yard dashes they used to do with the cornerbacks and the safeties to see how fast they were.
They used to do longest throw. I saw that one the other day, like back when Brent Favre did it. You just chuck it down the field.
They used to do, like, tic-tac-toe field goal kickers.
Yeah.
Or, like...
They didn't do that this year.
Or horse.
They did that, like, 2 years ago, but they didn't do it this year. That's an awesome one. Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, there was some, like, it was, like, behind a building, kick it over the building, and then through the post.
They just don't do that anymore.
And then, like, they should.
Yeah.
Like, they should... They need to come up with, like, different things to do to recognize the All-Stars in the NFL. And hopefully they figure it out eventually, but I think that's their issue.
And if you want to fix the actual All-Star, the actual Pro Bowl game itself...
That, too.
Tackle.
Yep. It's
a good start. Have the players, tackle each other.
Yeah.
That's a good way to, play football.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they have, like, the injury worry to it, but if you tackle correctly, you don't get injured.
I'm not saying you gotta go light someone up, but
no,
you have to at least bring them to the ground.
It's not like Sean Taylor against Brian Moorman Pro Bowl level here.
Oh, the greatest moment in Pro Bowl history. Oh, man. Well, thank God we don't have to endure the Pro Bowl for another, like at least 48 weeks, something like that. Yeah. Thank God.
Got some time.
We're going to take another quick break. We're a little over our time. I apologize if that messes things up for my RTF Sports Network radio station. I apologize. But, hey, this is what we do here.
Yeah.
We just talk.
Yep.
But figure it out. All right. Be right back. Hello and welcome back from our second break, and you are with On and Off the Field with Derf and Dylan. Maybe that would just be a good show name. Derf and Dylan?
Yeah,
it's not terrible.
No,
maybe I'll pull a poll up
on
on the old Insty,
on the Insty,
and maybe even Twitter too.
Oh man,
if I can figure it out. Oh boy, I feel like Twitter's where's it at? But I hate to say Twitter.
Yeah, there's so much on Twitter now.
It's so hard to... Oh, God.
I don't post a lot on there, but there's a lot of stuff to follow on there.
There's a lot of stuff, and it's like just the format of Twitter.
It's a little outdated compared to Facebook and Instagram, which is basically all Facebook, but yeah.
Like, I get that Twitter's supposed to be more like a feed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like one feed of just tweets, like small things.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't like it. But one of my friends... Matt just sent this amazing idea for a football league. Absolutely astounding idea. So it's called the EFL, the Extreme Football League. So here's a couple of rules. So there's no such thing as an illegal hit. So just whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Every player uses steroids, mandatory. Every player. QB uses a Nerf Vortex football, which is by far the best football ever created, obviously.
Is that the one with the tail on it?
I think so.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Try and catch that.
Yeah, good luck. Have fun. And you can just grab it by the tail.
Oh, there you go.
I'd be awesome. I'm all for that. No punting is allowed, so just play it out. Punters, you don't get jobs here. Taunting is encouraged. You can actually get penalized for having sportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, fancy.
Fans call the plays, which I've always been for.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to call a couple plays.
That'd be cool.
I'm all in on that.
The amount of Madden people play.
Just vertical four vertical every play, every play.
When they're on defense, engage eight.
Yeah. Kneel downs are illegal. Sideline coolers are filled with beer. So if you win a game or you win the championship, you dump the cooler on the coach, and it's like Bud Light or would it be like an IPA?
Ooh,
you just smell like a skunk for like the rest of that would stick. That'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Celebrations after touchdowns are mandatory, and there's no extra points. The judges will determine whether your TD celebration was worth 1 or 2 points. Yo, I'm all about this.
Yeah.
I'll fund it. I got $100 on this league right now. Whoever wants to join me, start putting money in the pot. Let's go.
There we go.
I won't be able to pay the players, but it'll be a lot of fun. You will die. Oh, well, I just had to share that real quick. That was a funny picture.
Yeah.
But let's jump into really quick. I wanted to get to it in the first half of the show, but here we are. Things happen.
Oh yeah.
Things get off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
Project Codebreaker. No, we're not doing Project Codebreaker this week. But it's just so much fun to say, and you just know exactly what we're going to be talking about next. So, the Astros last Thursday held a press conference. They just got in for spring training. Pitchers and catchers reported. This press conference. They said Alex Bregman and Jose Altuve were going to be talking at this press conference. You think they'd be like, they would say some things, they would answer some questions from the media. It's going to be like all for just hauling questions at them, get their take on everything. No. Between the two of them,
Yeah.
they spoke for 88 seconds.
Short and sweet.
Short and crappy. Get out of here.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, 88 seconds. They didn't answer questions. They went up there, read a statement, and left. Which makes it worse because I left more time for Jim Crane, the owner, to speak.
Oh, boy.
Oh. Jim Crane. I mean, you can say a lot of things about what he said up there. Without a doubt, the one they got torn apart the most for, without a doubt, is I don't know what the question was, but he was basically just freeballing it up there, and he said what they did, the cheating scandal, it did not impact the game. What they did, it didn't matter. The game itself is completely fine. This doesn't matter. Whatever. Move on.
Yeah.
A reporter about 3-4 minutes later asked him. He caught this. Great job from the reporter.
Oh, yeah.
So why do you say that this didn't impact the game? Jim Crane's response? Oh, it just pains me. Jim Crane's response, I didn't say that. He openly denies that he said that 3 minutes ago.
Ignorance is bliss.
Oh, like my stomach is churning right now. Just like, oh gosh, how can you be so stupid? Oh gosh. So it was just a waste of a day. Everyone was super excited for all these people to talk and finally get some answers. Got no answers. It was just people apologizing and denying and whatever. It was a waste of time. So I believe it was over the weekend, the commissioner of the Major League Baseball, Robert Manfred, decided to take some questions.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, but Major League Baseball is just a mess right now.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, the cheating is one thing, which is just like, okay, you should just punish everyone and be done with it. No. Major League Baseball and Robert Manfred got to make this the worst thing to ever happen in Major League Baseball. So Robert Manfred comes out and basically answered the question, why were no players punished?
Yeah.
All right. He says, in a nutshell, he didn't want to get tied up in the legality of it. He didn't want to deal with grievances. He didn't want to deal... They're going to be doing their collective bargaining agreement in 2021.
Oh.
So he didn't want to get on the players' bad side. He didn't want to get all these grievances, lawsuits going. He just didn't want to be a part of it. He said it in a very fancy way.
Yeah.
But this is what he said, deep down. So instead of punishing the people who literally cheated, you just didn't want to deal with it.
Not acceptable. Has the MLB ever had a lockout? Or, I think the NFL, NBA... Well, NFL was the refs.
Right.
NBA was a lot of stuff. And then NHL's had a lockout, too.
I don't know if Major League Baseball's ever had.
Maybe they need one.
This would be a year to do it. Tell you what. If you wanted to do it one year, this would be your year.
Yeah.
But guess what the best part of this is? That was bullet point 1. I got 2 more.
Oh, boy.
Robert Manfred. He continued to go on and say, once he was called out for not punishing players, he basically just flipped it 180. He said, people would be a lot more upset if we just punished the players and not the managers. Okay, cool. So you just went from one extreme to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an idea. Punish all of them.
Yeah.
Punish both parties. Why are you skipping the middle part? Because he knows the middle part's the right part.
Yep.
So he's just like, well, if I punish the players, not the manager. No one said that.
Right.
No one's asking you just to punish the players.
Yep.
What you did for the managers, firing them, $5 million, whatever,
Yeah.
like, all of that was fine.
Mm-hmm.
But you left out one of the most important parties is people that actually executed the cheating.
Right.
He said, "Did you see the look on the players' faces? Did you see their faces? Did you see how sorry they were? They're going to have to live with that for the rest of their lives, knowing what they did. Don't you think that's punishment enough?" No, Robert.
No.
I don't. Sorry to say, I don't think that's enough.
Everybody can be actors and actresses.
So let's say I stole $20 out of my wife's purse.
Mm.
She knows it's missing,
Yep.
and she knows I did it. I get
Yep.
caught.
Yep.
Okay, now I know I'm caught. I steal $20 again,
Yep.
and I just go, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm terribly sorry about that. I didn't know what I was doing." And she's like, "Okay, whatever, cool, that's fine. It's all right." No, she's gonna smack me upside the head.
Yeah.
She's gonna ask me for the $20 back.
Yeah, and with interest.
Yeah. Give your trophy back. Oh, that's the best part. Bullet point number 3.
Yeah.
Robert Manfred said, quote, "The World Series trophy," this is the reason why he didn't take it back, "is just a piece of metal." Wow.
Yeah, this is a great year for the MLB to lock out.
I'm disgusted. Like, in what world would any NFL player, I don't even think Roger Goodell would say this, any NFL fan, any Major League Baseball fan, no one's calling the Lombardi a piece of metal.
No.
Oh, God, I'm sick to my stomach right now. And Justin Turner of the Dodgers called him out and just saying how out of touch he is with the players in the league. Mm-hmm. If you thought Roger Goodell was a bad commissioner, no, Robert Manfred's got him beat by a mile.
Oh, yeah.
It's just disgusting. Oh, it's gonna be a long season. Over under on 83.5 Astros batters getting hit by pitch this season.
Really?
Yeah. I'm going over
Oh,
by a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going. If it doesn't hit triple figures, I'd be shocked.
Whoops, my hand slipped.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, you're unconscious now. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, Fred, we got to get in the XFL.
Yeah, we do.
I'm way behind on time. I do this every time. It's so stupid. We're going to get blasting through this.
Yep.
All right, Fred, stats. You got attendance stats?
Yep. So attendance stats are up. From week 1 to week 2, we went about 6,500 more in attendance. I'd like to think that's mostly solely on the Seattle Dragons.
Seattle loves their
attendance.
football, baby.
Oh, that was awesome to see that most of that bottom stadium full. So total attendance went up about 6,500, totaling about 76,300. I would say the other three games were roughly between 15 and 17,000 in attendance. One thing to note here is that the DC Defenders and the Houston Roughnecks, they both had a second home game in week 2, so they were consecutive weeks at home. They both actually saw a decrease in attendance, which should be expected, I would say, because it's...
Yeah, people just going for the opener.
Yeah.
They're not there week 2.
Right.
Yeah, people got things to do.
Yeah. I thought an interesting fact was that the LA Wildcats had about 15,000 attendance in the same stadium that the Chargers were playing in for the last couple of years. The Chargers struggle to fill that stadium.
Yeah, I think the Chargers had maybe like 300 a game. Yeah.
And the other half was the other team's fans.
Right, exactly. Oh, that's sad.
But yeah, so I don't have any TV ratings. But,
yeah, me neither.
Attendance-wise, it was a pretty successful week 2 for the XFL.
Yeah, 29K for
That's
Seattle.
nuts.
That's a great outing.
The amount of Seahawks alumni that were there too.
Yeah, Steve Largent lit the torch or something like that, whatever they did.
Yep. Cam Chancellor. Who's with him?
Was it Earl by any chance? I didn't watch it.
No,
I didn't watch the opening. I just saw Steve Largent.
Yeah, no, that was cool though.
I did. Yeah, that was cool. So we got a jam.
Oh,
we got time. We got this. All right, Guardians at the Defenders.
Oof.
Big oof. Guardians made me look like a bleep hole.
Can I pick a new team?
No, it's too late. We made our decisions.
All
You're
right.
stuck with it. The Guardians made me look like a dummy, and they got beat 27-0. The Defenders had 384 offensive yards. The Guardians only had 137 offensive yards, and they were 1 for 11 on third down.
Yeah.
Big oof right there. Cardale Jones is, without a doubt, probably one of the more consistent and better quarterbacks in the league. You can make arguments for some others that we'll get to. But Darnell Humphrey got the starting running back position, 12 rushes for 52 yards with 3 catches for 26 yards. So I could see why he was promoted as the starter. That was a good outing. Cardale was 23 of 37 for 276 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception that, kind of wasn't an interception.
Yeah.
It was like a stupid move from the receiver. The three-headed monster, Rashad Rocket Ross, 4 catches, 95 yards. DeAndre Tompkins, 6 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown. And Eli Rogers, who was playing on the day of his mother's funeral.
Was it?
Yeah.
I know she had passed a couple days before.
I read that it was actually the day of her funeral.
Oh, wow.
He went out there and had 5 catches for 49 yards. It's a dangerous team, and they just got a new guy from that first trade that happened over the past week.
Yeah.
Anthony Johnson, 3 tackles, 2 tackles for a loss, and 1.5 sacks. That's a heck of a debut. I'd say they won that trade.
Oh yeah.
But you also got to see the first attempt and success at a double forward pass.
Nice.
Cardale Jones kind of jet sweep push passed to the wide receiver, who was doing a little jet sweep motion, threw it back to Cardale, who then threw it downfield, and it was completed. It was a great play design. But
so that would have been a forward pass to a lateral to a throw down the field, right?
Yeah. Forward pass for the push pass forward,
then lateral
back to Cardale, and then threw it forward down the field.
That's some trick right there.
It was a great play, and I'd have to give the credit to Pep Hamilton or whoever the offensive coordinator is. Yep. It's a great play.
It's interesting that they have all these passing trick plays and they're being so successful with Cardale Jones and their three-headed monster on the receiving core, but they want to be a run-heavy offense. Why? You have the passing game here.
Your wide receivers are good. You got your tight end, I think it's Kahil Lee or something. He's a great tight end.
Yeah.
He only had 1 catch for 1 yard, but he had a good week 1 at least. He caught the trick play pass.
Yeah, so I have here week 2, 28 out of 65 plays were rushing attempts. So it's not quite half, and they clearly want to do it more, want to run more, but they're still averaging 3.9 yards an attempt.
It's okay.
Not bad.
It's not bad. I've seen a lot of high per carry averages in the XFL. I'm sure that's attuned to not as strong defensive lines.
Right.
Like the Dallas Renegades are averaging 2.3 yards just before contact per rush attempt. They're getting 2.3 yards before they're even touched. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Isn't there another team has what 0.1 before contact? I thought it was like Seattle or something.
Yeah, the Dragons have allowed just 0.1 yards before contact per rush attempt.
That's impressive.
So they're literally getting the ball and getting a hit, basically.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere.
Nice.
So, and then the Guardians just... I said defense and experience wins. I thought I had Guardians as my number 1 on my power ranking.
Yeah.
Trash.
Yeah, Matt LeGuin looked pretty bad.
Terrible.
He was 8 of 19 for 44 yards with 2 interceptions. Actually got benched in the late in the game, probably from his halftime interview when he straight up told the reporter that, yeah, we just got to completely change our gameplay. Just to change the whole game plan up. Like, we got some bad play calling right now. We've got to change it up. Yeah, that probably didn't go very well.
No, probably not. It's it's probably just time to go home at that point. Where she went home to the bench and they put in Marquise Williams.
Yeah.
Whoever that is.
Yeah, he was 4 for 8. That's about it for 51 yards. Hey, 50% completion there.
Great. Oh, well, game 2, we had a very unexciting game between the Vipers and the Dragons, where, since we're running out of time, 17-9, the Dragons won, and one main, what's your big thing for the Dragons?
For the Dragons, they finally hit up Keenan Reynolds.
Thank
He
God.
finally got his touchdown. He's actually looking like a good receiver for Brandon Silvers.
If only Brandon Silvers could get them the ball more
That's
consistently.
very true.
And then, who was it? You said Jacquez Smith?
Yeah, for the Dragons, the defensive end. He had the pick 6 for them. That was nice. Like,
Big move.
just put your hands up. Here's the ball. Let's go.
That was awesome. That was that's like a top play for the weekend. That was
Yeah.
awesome. Funny play. So yeah, that's really it for that one. Seattle's defense was great. The one pick 6 just mentioned, 3 interceptions overall, 3 sacks, 11 tackles for losses. Defense was just all over the Vipers all game.
Yeah, Vipers don't look good.
No.
Who knows? I don't know who their starting quarterback is anymore.
What was their defensive scheme?
They don't have one.
Oh, they don't have one. That's
No.
right.
Yeah, defensive coordinator came out and said, "Yep, we don't have it. We're just reacting to the plays."
No wonder you're losing.
Yeah.
They fired the other defensive coordinator, Pepper Johnson, I think, for
Was
it the
I
Wildcats?
think it was the Wildcats, yeah.
I think I see another defensive coordinator that needs to get fired. So the Renegades played the Wildcats and they won 25-18. And this was our first time seeing Landry Jones and Bob Stoops work together.
Oh, yeah.
And it worked for sure. Landry Jones, 305 yards, 7.6 yards per attempt. 1 touchdown. Looked a little rusty with 2 interceptions, but Cameron Artis-Payne covered the gap with only 14 rushes for 99 yards and 2 touchdowns. Former Carolina Panther.
Nice.
That was a good game for him. Only 1 yard shy of our first 100-yard rusher, but, next week's another week.
I think we'll get it next week.
Yeah, we'll get there. And for the Wildcats, Nelson Spruce.
Oh, you basically want to call him old reliable, but it's like second week of
It's
the
only the
XFL.
second week.
It's like literally just reliable.
He's just there. If Nelson Spruce did not exist, I don't know what the Wildcats would do.
Yeah.
They don't have anyone else. And I kind of called out Elijah Hood possibly being a stud in this league.
Yeah.
No. 10 rushes, 31 yards. Yeah. And a fumble. Yeah. Good job. But we did get to see the league's first success at a 3-point conversion.
Oh, yeah.
They did it. It worked.
That was
They
nice.
still lost, but
Hey,
it worked.
But at that point, they were down by 1 point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, that they needed it in order to get anywhere close.
Yeah, and they did it, and good for them. But too bad they came up a little short.
Yeah.
And the most exciting game of the weekend, P.J. Walker versus Jordan Teamu. The Roughnecks beat the Battlehawks 28-24. The comeback attempt of the Battlehawks they fell a little short. And over the stats just jump out at you. Jordan Teamu, 264 yards passing, 3 touchdown passes, 1 rushing touchdown. But he threw 2 interceptions, and those 2 interceptions both led to Roughneck touchdowns. They took the interceptions deep into their own territory, and they couldn't rebound from those mistakes.
No.
It basically turned into 14-plus points. I don't know what the conversions were, but they couldn't overcome those mistakes. So if Jordan takes care of those interceptions,
Yeah.
they win this game, and they can win future games for sure if he
I
makes
think
better
the Battlehawks
decisions.
are going to be a team to contend.
They're in my top 3.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens next week, and P.J. Walker just again 20 of 31, 173 touchdowns, just no mistakes.
No.
Cam Phillips catches all 3 touchdowns, so
Yeah.
he's emerging as a
He's the number 1
top
target.
wide
Yeah.
receiver right now in
Yeah.
the league. Great receiver. Not the strongest run game here, but
No.
James Butler. He had a great week 1. I kind of called out for him.
Mm-hmm.
He had another TD this week, along with 7 carries and 28 yards. My favorite stat, the Roughnecks only ran 49 offensive plays. The Battlehawks, 83.
What? Well, they want more plays per game, so you're going to expect it, but that's insane.
83 to 49.
Wow. I feel like I didn't watch a ton of the game, but I feel like the Battlehawks had time of possession.
I should have looked at that. As soon as you said, I was like, I should have gathered that time possession stat. Dang. Yeah. But I'm sure they definitely had the ball for much longer if you ran 83 plays to 49. So, week 3 games, real quick. Roughnecks and Vipers, who you got?
I got the Roughnecks.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's the Vipers now. So, week 3, the Vipers and the Battlehawks are actually getting their first home games this weekend.
Oh.
Surprisingly. But, so, Roughnecks, Vipers, I got Roughnecks.
Yeah, Tampa Bay will not be happy with their first home game.
No.
The Renegades at the Dragons.
I'm taking the Renegades.
Yeah, yep. 100%.
I think the Dragons defense might slow it down a little bit, but I'm taking
There's just no offense, though.
Yeah, Renegades offense is going
to
be too much.
Guardians at the Battlehawks.
I'm taking the Battlehawks.
Yep, me too. I feel like Teamu's really got that offense rolling.
Yeah.
I feel like he can keep going. And then the Defenders at the Wildcats.
Defenders all day.
Defenders all day. So we got the same picks.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah. I think those are your top 4 teams.
If you want to look at one that might turn the other direction, it would be the Guardians over the Battlehawks if the defense shows back up.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
they seem up and down.
Yeah, see what happens with New York.
Yeah. So I got my power rankings just real quick. DC Defenders, number 1.
All right.
Roughnecks, number 2.
Okay.
Battlehawks, number 3.
Like it.
Renegades, number 4.
I like that.
I like because Landry Jones is playing now, and they showed up this week, and I really liked what I saw. And then I have the New York Guardians at 5. They were my number 1 last week, so they dropped 4 places.
Okay. Yeah, we won't make them drop any more just quite yet.
The Wildcats at 6, but you could swap them around. But,
yeah, I feel like that's the thing with that whole Renegades Wildcats game is that the Wildcats, and they both have their starting quarterback now. Like Josh Johnson on the Wildcats was good.
Better.
Better than the other two that played the first week.
And then the Seattle Dragons at 7, just ahead of the Tampa Bay Vipers at number 8.
Sounds pretty good there.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So, that's all the time we got this week.
All right.
Overall, I think we got a lot in here, and I think it's going to be a solid hour of podcast for you to listen to.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoy it. I hope you followed on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you follow through with the giveaway.
Yeah.
Which you have to follow on everything.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give us a rate and review on iTunes, and then go to onandoffthefield.com and send us a little funny email that includes the words, "All hail the Jockstrap King," and you'll be entered. Just that easy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Fred, sign us off.
All hail the Jockstrap King.